Okay, welcome in. Going to be doing a slide to any percent, well, slide to episode 2, any percent run here. Um, in a full game run, normally, as soon as we loaded the episode, we do leave immediately. But in episode runs, timing doesn't. Well, it's the same for a full game run. How the episode's timed. First frame of first frame before leaving. Basically, the first frame upon leaving the safe house here. I'm just letting the atmosphere of the music and this play. I'm going to reload the game real quick and talk about this elephant cycle that you saw pass by down below there, which we use to make to be faster. So in a full game run, we can't sit here and wait for this elephant to get in position because all of our runs are RTAs. So we'll do a trick later that we normally do in full game runs, but we'll wait for this elephant to get in a specific position. We'll leave the safe house starting the time, and we'll use the elephant to get over the gate, doing a spire jump cutscene skip in a way without doing the trick itself. But we'll jump on the elephant's back because he has collision for some reason. Then we'll glitch high jump over up on top of the wall. Then take a very direct route to the quickest route we can to the drop trigger for Recon the Ballroom. Throwing some square boosts in over some weird collision, level geometry, so we don't have to do single jumps or double jumps that are slow. And here, Bentley doesn't know how to get to the slide's going to get to the that balcony window. You're supposed to casually use the branches around here to get up here, but if you double jump, get on that archway, you can glitch high jump or double jump off of it to get around and just get up there very quickly, saving quite a bit of time over the casual method. Here, Recon the Ballroom is our biggest RNG job in this episode. In this first version, we'll take a picture of Rajan, both Clockwork Wings and the winch up above, because the objective of this episode is to steal the Clockwork Wings from Rajan at the end. But now we hit the RNG portion where we have to take photos of 5 people. Jean-Bassan, Contessa, Arpeggio, Carmelita, and Neela. And we also have our living guards here. These Rhino guards, the community lovingly calls Reggie. Every time a Reggie spawns, we lose about 6 seconds. Because he's taking a spot that somebody else can spawn into. Another interesting thing about this section is we just took the photo of Contessa there. After you take the photo of her, a flag is set to where Carmelita can spawn in. We're not getting good guard RNG so far. We're at 3, I believe. But taking a photo of Contessa sets the flag so Carmelita can actually walk out. And there she is. And after you take this photo of Carmelita, the flag for Neela be able to walk out is also set. But the biggest thing, a huge reset point, and like specifically episode runs for like world record or top times, people are going to reset here because of a bad number of Rhino guards spawning. And there's Neela. So we're going to finish out the episode with only 3 guards ones, which is pretty decent. Would be really good for a full game run. 3 is like okay. We prefer under 2 or less, which is good. 0 is perfect, but and with like previous Sly Cooper runs, like Sly 3 and Sly 2 being run in the past, we reset the game because it's slower to watch Bentley's slideshow cutscene presentation, then reset the game, then load back into it. But we'll go into the lower the drawbridge next. We'll be doing since the timer is going right now, we will be doing the true Spire cutscene skip, not using the elephant. Also, the game is in Korean because Korean is the fastest language for Slide 2. In a full game run, it saves about 5 minutes and 40 seconds over Oh wow, I barely hit the edge of that trigger. So with that trick there, I missed it. What we do there is use the outward edge there to avoid the cutscene trigger. I had a bad angle once I made my jump, and I hooked the edge of the trigger with Sly once I made my attachment to the trigger. That cutscene skip saves about 22 seconds. But like that would also be a reset point for a top level run, but it's a nice little trick. It's a little difficult first for new runners. At first, it's definitely recommend to watch a cutscene while you get used to the other parts of the job, because if you focused on only learning that trick and doing it well, you're not going to learn the rest of the episode to get good at it. So here we're going to set up a super jump. Normally I would be up there quicker and we could use the elephant to make it safer to the guard, but since we're close to the guard here, Sly's grounded position can't update. So we pickpocket him, go to the water, and we'll spawn up back up here, preventing us from doing movement to watch the Spire cutscene if I didn't miss the cutscene skip earlier. But it's just good to get in that rhythm of just doing that super jump every time. Now we'll run around the map here collecting the remaining keys. Another thing we'll be setting up for this job is a death abuse, so after this third guard I will fall into the void to take a little extra damage before pocketing guard 4. Oh wow, okay, I leaned in a little too early there. Fine though. You can slide around that guard. I just went to his flashlight too early there, and he saw me. Okay, I'm gonna run past this guard, hopefully get hit by a sword. Use smoke bombs to get him off my back, then we'll go to guard 5, and I'm at the perfect health level, 25%. It's gonna be a little risky. Overall, can make a nice little joke about dying here, but we'll pickpocket this final guard. We do want to get over to the drawbridge as quick as possible, so death abuse here is the fastest. We'll alert the guard to our presence, and he'll hit us. Another alternate trick here that's really difficult to do, you can actually beat up this final guard and instead of waiting for him to kill Sly. You can actually kill him, and you have a small like few frame window to actually pickpocket the guard while he's mid-air with a uppercut attack, and it saves quite a bit of time. And now another cool trick. This is something that's new-ish, well, not new-ish. It's been part of the run for about a couple years now, but we'll set up a bottle crash. So I just did that very quickly. So the trick I did there, we done bottle crash. So what I did there was get on that next to that tree in a specific position. Like I like to have Sly on his tippy toes, like he's on a ledge. And if you turn Sly around facing towards the camera, and it's the right positioning, and then open up the binocular comm, Sly will course turn around. So what we're using here with this trick is we're spinning the camera like 180 degrees really fast, but I open up the binocular comm, move it up as high as I can, 180 degrees behind me, so the camera gets stuck underneath the ground inside the ground, and it causes the camera to break. And if we get that, we will press a D-pad direction and square to activate the bottle crash. Then the effect of the trick is Sly is essentially everywhere and nowhere, and another thing with it, it breaks the bottles that are currently spawned in on the map. It's useful in the 100% category because it makes farming the bottle, well, collecting the bottles a lot quicker than it used to be in the past before this. Do it. We've known about bottle crashes for a while. It was just making them useful in the community, and this use of them is really good. We use it to make movement to some job triggers a lot quicker than they used to be than just running. Now we are going to be stealing the tuxedo pieces for Sly to conduct the dance later. The tuxedo pieces themselves are always in the same place, so we'll go through these levels in a calculated manner as fast as possible without getting stuck on geometry like that. Eliminating as much as being in guard alert status as much, because depending on like which room you're in or like where guards are, the room can get like ruined very much compared to what you're used to. But we'll use some glitch high jumps to and another thing that explains the glitch high jump, since it's been a while. So there is a way to triple jump in this game with Sly, abusing the charge attack mechanic of the game. So once you press square and hold it, Sly would normally, you would charge his spin attack and then you'd let go square to release it. But if you press square, then like X shortly thereafter, you'll kind of like cause it towards Sly, buffers a jump with that cane swing, and because you do the square hold, you pretty much do a charge attack mid-air, which resets your grounded position, allowing you to do a full double jump after that. Now we'll load the game because it's fastest, and we'll be playing Murray to do Battle of the Chopper, just for a good job ordering. Also, since we're well, only 15 models. Not the best bottle crash, but since we have since this is an episode run, we have money. We can farm money beforehand. Okay. Okay, there's the cutscene skip. We touch the edge of that trigger, then run into this to where we can just lift up this lever to skip the Banaki-Cum cutscene of Bentley and Murray talking about how they're going to take down this chopper. But with that glitch high jump, abusing the charge attack mechanic, we can essentially do that. Also, another thing that I'm sure people who are familiar with this game, this fight with this chopper is not easy. Since you don't have an aiming reticle, it's very easy for the gun to overheat. I'm doing pretty slow myself, but with getting used to how the turret aims and shoots and like good mashing, that job is really easy. Took me quite a bit there because it took me forever for the cutscene skip, but also load. We'll go back into time. We'll do another bottle crash to avoid running all the way to the dance trigger. Drop trigger. Had a little issues. I reset it and got in position. Got it second try, which is pretty good. But big cutscene here. Definitely a good place for some donations, especially during the dance while we talk about things. May want to discuss more about bottle crashes, but getting back, I'm a little bit everywhere, but another thing with bottle crashes, what I was explaining before, Sly's everywhere and everywhere, anywhere and everywhere at once, so he kind of goes invisible. We don't know exactly what happens. I believe Sly gets put on at origin, so 0-0 of the level. And I think at 0-0 all the job triggers are there, because with the bottle crash, Sly's getting taken somewhere where those triggers are active, because it kind of you just get teleported across the map, but Sly's not physically there. So I think he gets pulled to origin where all the job triggers are stored, and whichever ones are considered active at that point are the ones he activates. So we do the jobs in specific order to use the triggers as we want. But now with this wonderful auto scroller, the dance, other than playing it normally, like you can miss movements like this, and it doesn't lose you any time. But the biggest thing is just play this as normal, hit the things so you don't lose any time, because if you miss too many inputs in a row, you fail. You step on Neela's feet too much, and then you have to start the dance from the very beginning, and it was a lot of time.
괜찮겠어요? 물론이죠.
But this is a nice little relax point. Like, this episode is like kind of like high pace because of all the complex tricks you're doing.
훌륭해요.
And that's how the episode runs normally are in this game compared to a full game run. You're avoiding some things that you can't normally do because of the RTA difference. And also, coin farming is big important in full game runs, where at episode runs, we can farm coins before we even start the episode, purchase the gadgets we need, go back to episode 1 and equip them for episode 2. So we don't have to worry about equipping them mid-run.
잘했어요.
But the only gadgets we use in this episode, for Sly, we only use Smoke Bomb, which we unlock in episode 1. The other gadget I think Sly unlocks for episode 2 is Combat Dodge, but it has no real use. I think there might be a cutscene skip with it where in this episode there's cutscene skips with it later in the game, but they're difficult. And we don't normally get Combat Dodge, so there possibly could be stuff with it that we haven't discovered. Then with Bentley, we have Trigger Bomb, which doesn't get used in this episode at all. If we were doing a full game run, we would use it. Well, Trigger Bomb's going to get used during the operation for a cutscene skip and also to help destroy the bridge pieces later. I'll get into that later.
좋아요.
Another quit out. And also with Murray, he has Fists of Flame for episode 1, which is just a combat move. After activating it and you punch a guard with it, it kills them in one hit. But the big thing is what I used there for Battle of the Chopper was turnbuckle launch. If you press whatever assigned button, either L1, L2, or R2, Murray will crouch down and he'll get a really high jump using it, and we can just use that to avoid like doing the slower movement that we normally do to the trigger, and then to set up our cutscene skip there. Then we will do a halogen select here. We can kind of buffer inputs of the game as we do them, so at some instances we basically just hold the D-pad direction we need to hold. And we'll GSM here to prevent guards from spawning in front of us, because they can do it, and getting hit by a guard attack puts you in hit stun, which loses about a second or so, because you're waiting for Bentley to get out of his animation of being stuck in it. So GSM there to prevent getting hit by guards, which makes it slower to get to the trigger. And now this is our first instance in the game where the RC chopper is used. The controls of this RC chopper, at least for people who aren't used to playing with it, quite slippery. Also a big RNG point in this game is this RC car. It decides at like specific junctions here of where it's going to turn. And not good to be missing.
그 지프는 완전히 망가졌어. 이제 하늘은 우리가 장악하게 됐어.
Pretty decent. Then we'll pause it out here since we don't have to get the treasure with Bentley here. We'll do that. Another thing is halogen select really doesn't want to work here, so we kind of play it safe and make sure we're loaded in fully. So we actually select Sly here, and we'll be running towards the Elephant Rampage trigger. Do our square boosting, which we haven't gotten into yet. Normally, Sly's jumping is incredibly slow. But if you press square and X on the same frame, it will do a jumping cane swing, and it'll preserve Sly's running speed or whatever additional speed boost is being applied to him into his jump. And you'll see Sly launch forward with his run speed compared to normal jumping, which is incredibly slow. We'll try to square boost where we can, but there are times where it's
놀란
not
표정이네.
safe because it puts Sly in the cane swing animation, which is essentially a bad free fall. So we'll do it in safe places or places we're confident using it. And now with Elephant Rampage here, we need to collect all these rubies from the top of these elephants' headdress.
별 문제는 아니야.
We'll use the glitch jump here to get on this elephant as early as we possibly can to get this first ruby before this elephant gets underneath this first archway, setting us up for the best cycles of this job. Now we'll use another glitch high jump to get back in the basket. It takes, I think, it's like 6 or 7 hits per ruby hit. But basically what we're trying to do here is get back into the elephant's basket as quick as we can. I got stopped by the collision of the side of the basket there. And that's what we want to avoid, but good thing, if you get knocked off, it hit the water, you'll void out back to where you last were. But we do not want to get hit by the elephants ever. A little off cycle here, so I'll do some backup movement. Oh, wow. I'm surprised that didn't work. Not the best elephant rampage, but it's alright. We want to basically get all 6 rubies before like this elephant's passing this water. The second elephant's passing this water wheel. Like, you can do this job really fast if you can do good movement and not have bad glitch high jumps back into the basket, which prevent you from getting up there as quick as possible. You can also do what there is. You can actually do super jumps after you get thrown out of the elephant's thing, out of the elephant's basket, into the water to basically super jump back onto the elephant's back. In some instances it's faster, in other instances it actually is slower. But so it's basically up to runner discretion when to use that trick. I'm going to use a glitch high jump there. You can actually do that without glitch grabbing. But a nice little trick here. Oh, fell in the water. Got a scuff jump. Got a falling animation. Made the glitch high jump. We'll set ourselves up in a specific position. But if you jump up on that ledge and like get a slightly falling animation, you'll like in mash circle. You can actually enter that that crawl space early, and since you entered the crawl space without activating the cutscene the cutscene to actually enter this area, it prevents the cutscene trigger, the cutscene that plays at the beginning of entering this area from playing, which is a nice cutscene skip. Get over here to this nice little lever. We did a table clip there quickly. Didn't really explain it, but if you press square with like, it's another charge attack abuse. So press and hold square and like mash circle. You'll clip underneath tables, and I did that to prevent. I know which table has the code for that keypad that I just entered in for that inner area, but I just went over there, did the table clip to be considered underneath the table, and the game plays the cutscene line of like, oh, you found the code. Well, I found the code, so I says I found it, and Bentley's like, go back to the keypad and enter the code in. But with that table clip, we save some time of preventing from just entering the table normally, then climbing back underneath it. So we clip underneath the table and immediately get out under it in a very quick succession with the table clip. Like, table clip is more broken in episode 1, where it's used for a cutscene skip. But we don't table clip too much after episode 1. There are some few instances we do, because it's faster. Or it's used for tricks. It's used in episode 6 as well, occasionally for one trick. But here is another nice little auto scroller. Bentley's gonna go back and forth between these computers 3 times. We're still in like the first set of 2. While these guards are here attacking us, or we just need to protect the turtle here. And without getting him some, we don't want him to get hit right now. We'll allow him to get hit later, near the final end section, so we can let the guards pile up and get together, so we can end the job a lot quicker than trying to kill them while they're all spread apart, which loses time. But we're on terminal 4 now of 6. Sly's also controlled by the AI here, so you'll see him do some funny stuff or get interesting launches back to me because the game is trying to keep him next to you, but he's also trying to beat up the guards. Sly is not helpful here one bit in most cases. Okay, we're on number 5. Another cool thing that you can do here, I'm going to do it here in a second. I think I'm going to do it here in a second. Okay. I'm probably not going to get enough time to do it. I have one chance to do it. Okay. You can actually punch... Oh, I missed the timing. But if you time it well during that 5th cycle there, specifically with these the monkey guards here, you can punch them at a specific angle back towards... back towards that chandelier, and they'll land on top of it, having it where a little bad there, but you can get guards stuck up on that chandelier. You can get up about 2 there, but after the first one it gets a little inconsistent because you can actually kill the guards with the guard hitting them and knock them both off, and you basically ruin your progress. I normally like to do at least one because it's a lot easier to manage 3 guards at the end there than it is 4, depending. You just have to hope Sly behaves and you don't mess up and allow Bentley to get hit early, because you can tunnel vision in there and you'll miss a guard and he'll run around you and he'll hit Bentley. But big auto scroller, nice little point for donations or to talk about stuff real quick, then have donations play. Then final here is operation, final job. We'll go to Bentley again he's the one who gets to have the trigger for this operation, where we steal the Clockwork Wings back. Same thing as with RC bombing run. I will GSM after getting around that first guard. Then now we'll set up another death abuse here. Take damage from this first bomb, run over here, throw a trigger bomb, and hit it. And while you're mid-air, while that cutscene skip works if you are mid-air, so that's why we use the bomb. I'll throw a trigger bomb there for. Now we have to destroy this bridge as quick as possible. Destroy these 9 lower cleats, as Bentley calls them, but these struts. We'll jump up once we have 8 of 9, and we can mash triangle sometimes to get some extra bombs to just help us destroy that. But I'll explode my trigger bomb to help me destroy this bridge faster. But the 4 center ones require 2 bombs each because they're a bit more beefy since they're stronger supports, but the 4 edge corner ones only require 1 bomb to destroy. But there's that. We're going to be back in another extension, big cutscene here. We'll do a card dance, another good portion to just like talk about stuff, do closing comments, do donations as well, because we're just kind of like on a giant auto scroller until the end of the episode. After that bombing section. But we'll dance with Carm here and during this portion. Murray's gonna use the winch to come down, use that ruby saw we got those rubies for to make. Somehow the music's loud enough and everybody's so mesmerized that Murray can saw off 2 wings from a statue. But you can see Murray up there slowly descending. It's adorable. But same as the dance before, just hit the inputs without making mistakes and failing the dance. But for me personally, this is one of my this is my favorite episode casually, because it's just like it touches the relationship between Sly and Carmelita is interesting for me personally, but that's why I enjoy it. But this episode's like, I know is very like memorable for people who've played this game or appreciate it. So I'm gonna get some nice nostalgia factor from it. But thanks for the little good luck bites, and I'll welcome in Lily. But you see Murray stole the clockwork wings for some reason. He saw through metal or the welding material of how they're attached without making too much noise. But a little inconsistency in the game, but it's a video game, who cares? But everybody's so enamored in this dance that they just can't tell that somebody descended from above, stole the clockwork wings, then left. Now at the end of that dance, the jig is up. We're gonna... Rajan's gonna notice that the wings have been stolen, and Sly's gonna use the confusion of the noticing the wings being stolen to leave and upsetting Carmelita. But now we'll be going into an RC section here where we're going to escort Murray along his set path to do it. Another giant auto scroller here. We're just waiting for Murray to run his way to the van where time will be, where time will end. Some cool things you can do. Recently there was a proxy found in this this escort section, which could push Murray along his path and make him sure he's hitting his triggers properly, so so the job doesn't fail or Murray breaks. But it's incredibly inconsistent. It's hard to get. I have tried it a lot of times in practice. Basically, you want all the guards to be following Murray, and we basically have a parade behind them. And we would use a flashlight guard hitting one of the guards that's following Murray to knock it into Murray and proxy him, since their two hitboxes are interacting. I'd be around here. Around this point where we want the proxy to happen, and he'd get a launch down this alleyway, and it saves some time. Also, there's a big hard lock that can happen here. I think it involves the spawning of those three goat guards. If they spawn in and immediately fall in, the game gets confused and it causes the game to crash for some reason because of guard spawn issues. But that's time. A 32 flat, not horrible for RNG, and I missed the cutscene skip. This episode takes I would say in a no reset setting with bad RNG, up to 35 minutes if you have horribly bad RNG and stuff goes wrong. But this episode can be easily beat in 33 minutes. My PB itself is a 31:15, and I'm aiming to get it lower myself. I'm working on it to get better and learning new stuff with this episode and getting my time up there and learning some more inconsistent strats. But the biggest thing about this is the time loss is due to RNG, not due to bad gameplay. But there's a lot of interesting mechanics here in episode 2. Hope you guys can consider having a nice short 30 to 35 minute run. But that is all I have for Slide 2 any percent. Gonna be doing another video for Slide 2 100%, so you can see the difference between the two. I would definitely open to running both. But I will see you guys next time.